In the world of combat sports, there's a fine line between confidence and madness, and Canelo Alvarez has made a career of crossing it with calculated fury. The Mexican icon doesn't just fight opponents. He dismantles arrogance, punishes disrespect, and turns the ring into a courtroom where he's judge, jury, and executioner. Every man who ever mocked him, taunted him, or underestimated him has paid the ultimate price under those blinding lights. After his first and only loss to Floyd Mayweather in 2013, Canelo could have crumbled. He could have been another young star crushed under the weight of expectations. Instead, that loss awakened something terrifying, a quiet storm that learned from every mistake and evolved into one of the deadliest forces boxing has ever seen. By 2015, Canelo was done being polite, and his first victim in this new era was James Mandingo Warrior Kirkland, a street-tough powerhouse with 28 knockouts and a mouth that wrote checks his chin couldn't cash. Kirkland talked big, promising to smother Canelo until he could smell his breath. But when the bell rang, all that bravado evaporated. Canelo's right hand found its mark early, dropping the self-proclaimed warrior like a rag doll. What followed was pure carnage, precision, timing, and thunderous combinations that silenced 40,000 fans in unison as Kirkland's lights went out cold. That night, Canelo didn't just win. He announced to the world that disrespect comes with consequences. But Canelo's path to dominance wasn't always paved with glory. Back in 2009, he faced Leonardo Tainer, a street fighter with fists of stone and an ego to match. Tainer mocked the young prodigy, calling him soft and daring anyone to shut him up. Canelo, barely 19, wasn't having it. From the opening bell, he tore into Tainer like a man possessed, relentless, fearless, savage. Every punch echoed like a declaration of war. Tainer tried to bully him, even resorting to dirty tactics, but the Mexican prodigy refused to back down. With each exchange, Canelo's power and precision broke the man's spirit, until there was nothing left but regret in Tainer's eyes. The kid from Guadalajara had arrived, and he'd learned early that humiliation in the ring was reserved for those who couldn't back up their words. Fast forward to 2021, and Canelo was no longer the student, he was the master. Billy Joe Saunders, the undefeated British champion, entered the ring full of swagger, calling Canelo a little ginger and predicting an easy win. But confidence becomes delusion when it meets reality. From the opening seconds, Canelo stalked Saunders like a predator closing in on its prey. Saunders tried to clown, sticking his tongue out mid-fight, but the smirk vanished the moment Canelo's uppercut shattered his orbital bone. One punch ended the charade. Saunders crumpled, broken, and silent. The crowd roared as the Mexican collected another belt, another lesson delivered. Canelo didn't just win titles. He exposed arrogance for the fragile thing it really is. Then came Sergey "Crusher" Kovalev in 2019, the Russian juggernaut who believed size alone could break the Mexican champion. Kovalev mocked him, claiming Canelo was too small, too weak, too soft for the light heavyweight division. For the first half of the fight, it almost looked true. Kovalev's jab kept Canelo at bay, the taller man controlling distance, piling up points. But while Kovalev punched for points, Canelo punched with purpose. He absorbed, adjusted, and waited. And when his moment came, it was biblical. A single overhand right detonated on Kovalev's jaw like a grenade. The giant collapsed, lifeless before he even hit the canvas. The arena exploded. The too small fighter had just conquered the division's biggest beast, and in doing so, became a 4-division world champion. But arrogance never learns. In 2013, Austin Trout, another undefeated champion, decided to test the storm. He dismissed Canelo as overrated, claiming he'd turn him all night and make him miss. Instead, Trout found himself in a nightmare. Canelo's counterpunching was surgical. Every feint drew a trap. Every exchange ended with Trout eating leather. By round 7, Canelo unleashed a right hand so clean it forced the American into a stumble that would live forever on highlight reels. When the final bell rang, the judges were unanimous. The king had defended his crown. Trout's words had vanished in the echo of Canelo's fists. By 2019, Canelo's reputation had grown so large that even elite fighters like Daniel Jacobs thought toppling him would define their careers. Jacobs vowed to hurt and embarrass Canelo, but the Mexican saw through the act. In the ring, Jacobs' bravado melted under the relentless assault. Canelo moved with impossible precision, slipping punches by millimeters, countering with brutal accuracy. Every exchange looked like an artist painting violence in slow motion. By the end, Jacobs' face told the story, swollen, broken, defeated. Canelo won by unanimous decision, adding yet another chapter to his growing legend. Throughout all these wars, one truth remains: Canelo Alvarez doesn't just beat his opponents, he dismantles them mentally, spiritually, and physically. He's the embodiment of Mexican pride and discipline, a fighter who carries the weight of generations on his shoulders. Every insult, every doubt, every sneer has only sharpened his edge. Behind that calm expression and humble demeanor lies a storm, a predator who hunts arrogance and feeds on disrespect. And that's why his story resonates far beyond boxing. Canelo represents something primal, the idea that skill, patience, and unshakable belief can overcome any obstacle. He isn't just fighting men, he's fighting the very idea that greatness can be denied. Every opponent who's underestimated him has left the ring humbled, broken or unconscious, realizing too late that in the world of combat, there are levels, and Canelo Alvarez stands on the highest one. So as you replay those knockouts, those perfectly timed counters, those moments where an entire stadium gasped in awe, remember this: every punch carried a message. Disrespect me and you will pay. Doubt me and I'll make you believe. Canelo's career isn't just a highlight reel of victories, it's a gallery of lessons for those who mistake humility for weakness. Now the question is, who's next? Who dares to challenge the Mexican Storm and risk becoming the next name on his long list of fallen men? Do you think anyone in today's boxing world can stand toe-to-toe with Canelo and survive? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because one thing's for sure. In the story of Saul Canelo Alvarez, the punishment never stops, and every fight is another chapter in the legend of the world's most ruthless champion.